Alright folks, so notice for this type of problem, we're actually going to make a sign chart. So what we were given in the last problem set, we're making now. And we have this polynomial, it's factored. The first thing it asks us for is to plot the x-intercepts. Okay, so I'm going to do this pretty quick. This should be very easy for you. I encourage you actually to do these in your head if you can. Remember what we're doing is we're saying, for these simple ones, we're setting each factor equal to 0. So x plus 1 equals 0, gives us x equals negative 1. This guy, 2x plus 8 equals 0. That's a two-stepper, right? So we get 2x equals negative 8, x equals negative 4. Even that I bet a lot of you can do in your head, so feel free to do that on these. Solving these in your head is a good skill for calculus students, I think. X equals 2 and x equals negative 6. So pay attention to your signs here. Okay. So pause for a second, think about this, make sure you know how I got each of these. This is really an Algebra 2 skill. So I'm hoping we're feeling pretty confident. Setting each factor equal to 0, right? So the first thing it asks us for is to plot these. So I'm going to do this very carefully, paying attention to my signs. Negative 1 is my first one. Negative 4 is my second one. And 2, my third one. Negative 6 is my last one. Okay. Then you're going to click Done. If you mess up, you can click Start Over. Try not to mess up because it's kind of annoying if you're on your last one and you miss. But those are our x-intercepts. Then it's going to say, click to change the sign of each area. Okay, you'll see them change green to green or red. And this is where you got to do a little bit of thinking. I'm going to show you a trick to use on your graphing calculator, I think, for these. So essentially what we want to do with this is test each little interval and figure out what the sign of the function is going to be, right? The easiest way to do this, so what I could do is like I could pick a number over here and have negative 10 and type in do negative 10 plus 1 times 2 times negative 10 plus 8 times negative 10 minus 2 and so on. I could type it in manually every time, but that's silly. You guys may probably know how to do this at this point in your math careers, but what I have done is I've typed in my f in the graphing screen, so y equals, right? And then I'm going to go to second calc and then value. So value plugs in what I got, and you actually should hit graph first. So y equals, type in my function exactly as I see it, graph, let it draw, and you'll notice like we'll see at least our zeros depending on our window setting, right? And then I'm going to do second calc and value, and here I can just type in x values and it will give me the y, and all I really care about this is the sign. So I'm going to check each region. So my first zone, my first little interval is from negative 10 to negative 6, actually from negative infinity to 6, right? But I'm going to put it in any one of those x's, so we'll say just negative 8. And I'm looking at the sign of y, so y is positive. So I'm going to click that zone to change it to positive. So I will click it until it turns green here. I'm just going to make a note, positive. And then I'm going to continue on to my next interval. So my next interval is from negative 6 to negative 4. So same thing, second calc. I'm going to put something in the middle, well, value, and then I'm going to type in negative 5 for this one. I get negative 56. So I know that that interval, the function is negative. And if I typed in negative 5.5 or 4.5 or something like that, I get the same result. Get a negative number. Then I have from negative 4 to negative 1, so again, second calc, and we'll do negative 3, and I get positive 60, so that interval we know is positive. And then negative 1 to 2 is our next interval, so I'll do again second calc, value, I'll pick 0 for that one, get negative 96. And then for our last one, I can pick anything from 2 to 10. Although if I pick something that's way too big, my calculator hasn't graphed that far yet. So we want to pick something that's in my window. So I'll just pick, I don't know, I'll pick 4. So second calc, 4, and I get a positive y, so that is a positive interval there. Okay. So notice what I have here is exactly what is given to us in the last set of problems, right? So if I wanted to, I could sketch this f. And all I care about, again, is the roots and the intercepts. So let's see, we have x-intercepts at -6 and -4. Another one at -1. And another one at 2. And that's it. And then we're starting positive in our first interval, so I'm going to be above the x-axis. I'm going to come down. And I'm going to be negative in this next little interval. Positive in my next one. Negative in my next one. Until I get to 2. And positive for the rest of the graph. Okay, so that's a potential sketch of f. Okay. Like I said, this is more of an Algebra 2 kind of pre-calc lesson. It's going to build into the calculus we're going to do in the next couple of lessons, so hopefully this comes easily to you. If not, I'm happy to help. Make sure you master this lesson before you move on.